Hey guys, Halloween coming up. What are some of the health hazards that you need to be aware of around Halloween? So first of all, the candy. So unfortunately, a lot of kids out there have allergies, and particularly kids with anaphylactic allergies to nuts are at high risk during Halloween. So there was a study a few years ago from Canada that showed that the 2 times of year where kids were at highest risk of anaphylaxis are Easter and Halloween, and kids have an 85% higher chance of peanut anaphylaxis at Halloween. So if you do have a nut allergy, you're going to want to sort through those candies very carefully. You're going to want to make sure that they're individually wrapped and very carefully wrapped and fully sealed, and that they haven't been exposed to potentially other candies with nuts in them. The other big one, of course, is car strikes. So Halloween is the night of the year where kids face the highest risk of being struck by a car. There was a study done in the US that found that the risk of being struck by a car is about 40% higher on Halloween night, but the risk is actually 10 times higher for children between 4 and 8. So we really want to be vigilant for those young kids. The last one I'll mention, believe it or not, is pumpkin carving injuries. So there was a study in the US that looked at 9 years of emergency room data, and they found 20,000 emergency presentations for pumpkin carving injuries. Most of those were hand injuries, and most were in people under the age of 19. So watch out when you're carving that pumpkin. So the advice is, if you have a nut allergy, be really careful about what candy you consume. Don't let your child eat candy from the bag. Make sure they bring it home and you evaluate all of it. You might not feel safe consuming any of it. For car strikes, make sure that you accompany your child. Make sure that the child does not jaywalk. In fact, more than 60% of these car strikes happen in the middle of the block, not at a crossing. So try to do one whole block at a time and then cross together and do the other side. Try to include reflective material or glow sticks, for example, on your child's costume. Make sure that their mask doesn't restrict their vision or their hearing too much so that they can see what's happening around them. And for pumpkin carving injuries, make sure you're using good tools and don't let your kid carve the pumpkin. Have fun.